talked about sponsors that don't sponsor us.
Yes.
Welcome to Breakface. I'm Titty.
I'm Steve.
And with us, oh my God, Sarah Lorimer.
Ta-da.
Hey, guys.
AFC Sarah.
Welcome.
Back in the house. My
Yay.
God. I feel like this is a reunion of years, but it's only been, what, 6,
Probably
7 months? I think
4,
I saw you
5,
at the
6
fair.
months.
I saw you at the fair.
I was at the fair.
Yeah, you had your booth out there. And
Yep.
That's just been a long time. I'm super stoked. I'm happy you're here.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Lots and lots of things to talk about with you.
Yep. We have some
A
exciting
lot of
stuff.
things have happened.
Yes. What is coming up?
So, well, there's lots of things coming up, but we could talk about what has already came up.
what
How
is
about that?
already- Yeah,
There you
let's
go.
do
Okay,
that.
cool. So this season we moved to the Alaska Airlines Center. So we were at the Sullivan Arena for 13 years, and now we are at our new home at the Alaska Airlines Center, which is awesome. It's a perfect venue for our fights, and we're stoked to be there. And so we had 4 shows there so far. We're going on our 5th show, and February 14th is the next event. So it's next Wednesday, the big Valentine's Day.
Take your sweetie.
Yep, Valentine's Day the MMA way.
That's right. I think the last show we did, I don't think we did a show last week. We took a little break, but we did mention, February 14th. And then I think our guest Mike was all, you're going to go watch people beat the shit out of each other? I'm like, yeah, why the hell not?
Valentine's Day. Yeah, we even have.
Why wouldn't you?
We even have a Valentine's Day special, which is pretty funny. Because we're like, like a date night. Because
It's a sweetheart of a deal.
it really is a sweetheart
is.
of a deal,
It is.
actually. So it's and you have to get it at the box office, and you have to go to either my Facebook. I have it posted on my Facebook, Instagram, my Snapchat. But you have to take the voucher into the box office. And while making this special, there's a really funny story I'll kind of tell, the behind-the-scenes story of this that nobody really knows. But we were trying to come up with where you can go, get a couple tickets to go, get your snacks and everything. Because going to a fight or a movie, you're in at $100. No, if you're...
Oh, yeah.
You're taking somebody out to go out. My family of 3, it costs $100 to go to the movies.
I was going to say, it's weird that you go on a date and you actually have to feed your date.
Yeah.
What the hell? It's not like
God
I got
forbid.
a puppy from an adoption center.
Quality entertainment isn't free, though.
That's
No,
true.
for sure. But really, for a movie, I don't know. A family of 4, how much it costs? It's spendy. So we wanted to come up with a special that included your food. No, I'm not talking a gourmet meal. We're talking
a couple of hot dogs.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly. So.
But they're all beef.
Yeah. I am so glad you brought that up, because while developing the special, the arena sends me, the information, and we had provided 2 tickets. So it's 2 tickets, 2 all beef hot dogs, 2 popcorns, and 2 sodas. Which is actually a smoking deal. If you walk up and buy a ticket, one of our tickets at the box office is $30. So it would cost you $60 just to get 2 tickets to the fights. So for $40, you can bring your honey. But my 16-year-old looks at the certificates, and she's like, "Mom, this is kind of weird. Mom, why'd you post this on Facebook?" And I thought it was kind of weird, when they sent me the thing, and it said all beef hot dogs and stuff, and so I'm like reading through, and I'm like, okay, 2 tickets, check, 2 all beef, okay, whatever, put it in there, and so we get in we were hysterically laughing, my daughter and my husband, about this. Now it's the joke. The all beef hot dog
The all beef hot
for
dog.
Valentine's Day. So bring your sweetheart and get 2 all beef hot dogs, not 1 but 2.
Get your foot long here.
Yeah, not appropriate.
If you put them together, it's a foot long.
So bad. So yeah, it was pretty inappropriate. I went back and tried to fix all my social media accounts. There's no need to specify. It doesn't really matter. You're getting 2 hot dogs. Okay.
That's not necessarily true. I have a friend that is a stickler for all beef hot dogs, and I had a barbecue, and I had I think there were Oscar Mayer wieners, and they're the chicken pork,
They're park
and
beef.
Yeah, it was.
So-
he was all, are those all beef?
So
and I was like,
it's-
well,
So it's a thing.
I don't know.
So it's lips and buttholes instead of chickens and.
I don't. I really don't typically eat hot dogs unless we're camping or something. But I
Right.
guess that's a big deal.
It is.
Okay. Well, you don't have to worry. Okay. 2 all beef is included in
they're
the deal.
all beef.
Yeah.
and you get 2 of them.
Hey.
And if you want to eat the
Hot
2 and
dogs.
give your girlfriend the 2 popcorns, that's fine. But it's $40 for everything. And you have to show up at the box office and you have to purchase it directly at the box office. It's only available. And that's for the general admission tickets. And there is a limit on that. So it's first come, first serve.
Okay. What's the limit?
the limit is I think it's the first 500. So people. So I guess the first 250 people to show up.
Okay.
And that's the best deal that we've had. And we do have a student discount price also for university students. So like APU, UAA, UAF.
How can you not, being where you are, how can you not give them
It's pretty close by.
you know?
Yeah, but it's a smoking deal. It's $14.
I'm a student.
You have to show your ID. You can get one ticket
School of Hard
with your
Knocks.
ID. And it's pretty cool, the programs they have there with UAA and what they do for the kids. With your ID, you also get a free ticket to every home game with for basketball, gymnastics, just with your card. So,
really? That's cool as hell.
For the UAA sports. So they do a lot for the students, and I wasn't even aware of it until we were there. Plus, we get free parking. Everybody gets free parking.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
I know.
When I heard that, I was like, oh, thank God, because that's I used to park up by Twin Dragon. And
Yeah, and
walk my
walk
happy
down.
ass. Yeah.
Yeah, because okay, $3-4, yeah, but then 6, 7, 8.
I just never had cash on me.
Yeah, you always have to be like, I'm with the band.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, and they were charged. They charged fighters. They charged guys if they got there past 5 o'clock. So it's helpful. It's just one of the things that we can offer to the sponsors and our fans. And your dollar goes a little bit further because everybody knows right now it's people
tight.
it's tight. People are holding their money and
We are in a recession.
yeah. Well, we're coming out of the recession and we are noticing it.
We are.
And our sponsors have been amazing. We just signed with IBEW. They signed on as our title sponsor.
Oh, wow.
Yesterday. So we're really excited because we had at the beginning of our season we bought that new cage. And we spent a ton of money getting that new cage.
The new cage, I know you've put it on your Facebook, and I know I've shared the post. It's 6-sided now.
It is.
Right? So
yeah, the UFC actually owns the rights to the Octagon in conjunction with the cage. We have a licensing agreement with them on our old Octagon. But there's no need. It got bought out. UFC got bought out by AEG.
Yeah.
And I do not want to mess around with that. In a couple of years, they say, oh yeah, we don't want to give you that licensing agreement. So
either that or they're going to charge you through the nose for it.
Yeah, and they want people that aren't competing against them. Like we're working with them, you know, obviously. And we're never going to be a threat to UFC. That's not our goal. Our goal is to give our guys a home to fight.
Stay within
to possibly move up to UFC.
Yeah. That's we're just a regional promotion trying to give opportunities to these fighters to move on to the next level.
I don't know. I can kind of envision Alaska Fighting Championship turning into like the Alaska Airlines. Yeah, you're based out of Washington, and now you fly to New York.
No.
No. Well, it's the fastest.
I said I could envision it.
Yeah.
She obviously does not.
It's the fastest growing sport, so anything could happen.
It is, but I don't want. I don't want to. I'm a one woman show when it comes to I have tons of help and volunteers and people that make AFC what it is, but I'm technically the only employee of AFC, and I'm not. I make a living, and that's just like all of us are trying to do is I make a living, and I'm not interested in adding. I do 8 to 9 events per year. That's more than any promotion.
Generally, Alaskans are resistant to outsiders. I mean, we try to keep it within, amongst ourselves.
Yeah, but I mean, we could definitely expand. I've had many opportunities. Fairbanks wants to do a show up there, and that's down in Soldotna too.
Don't they have their own promotions kind of there?
So they did, but it went on hiatus for about a year. But the good news is Scott McAfee, who is an AFC veteran, he's a WC veteran, a really smart guy. Him and his wife they owned the promotion a while back. Now they're taking it back over and starting it back up. They actually bought my cage, my old cage.
Oh, really?
Yep, it's in the process.
Wait, the old Octagon cage. So now they're going to have to deal with the whole...
Yeah, but that's nothing. It's like I said, it's not that big of a deal. Originally the attorneys contacted us and said, hey, Zuffa's attorney said, hey, you need to get a licensing agreement. You're, functioning, outside of, we own the rights to this. It's only if it's like broadcasting and if you're competing with them. So they're not going to mess with them.
I just think it's so, to me, I mean, I understand, I guess, from like a big business perspective, but they have the rights to a shape.
But
that's weird to me,
but that's in relation to mixed martial arts. It's not like they own the stop sign. I mean, because
that would be weird.
Yeah, that would be weird. But I get it. You trademark your business all you can.
Yeah.
It's just like Let's Get Ready to Rumble. You know, the announcer in the boxing ring. He owns that.
Oh, and I'm sure Bruce Buffer
has
Yep.
Let's Get It, or It's Time.
It's time.
Lloyd's of London has
And I
insured
totally-
his voice.
I fucked their names up on a show. I had them backwards. I thought Bruce was the boxing, but it's Michael, and then Bruce is the. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean that's
That's
your
the
thing.
correction.
That's your thing. It's like if that's your thing, trademark it and make it happen. Look what they've done to the sport. I mean, 25 years ago this year is the anniversary of
we were talking
MMA.
about that. I remember UFC 1. It was crazy.
That makes me feel
Old.
Yeah.
so old when I
was
watched-
10.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was 10.
I was older than you.
So,
A
I
little
just
bit
kind of
older.
revealed my age. But yeah, so I was 10. And then UFC was purchased by Zuffa in 2001. It was the year my daughter was born. So she's 16.
Which
16
was
years
good
old.
anyway, because they would have gone under if that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah,
right?
I actually have a pretty good story if you guys are interested in hearing it. I went down to Vegas and we got me and my husband went down and we had a meeting down there and we got a tour of the new UFC office, which has the new PI Institute in it. It's like a 15-acre facility and it was pretty cool, but we got to tour it and we just ended up sitting and talking, and then also the Tough Gym. So I got to meet the producer, Gary DeFranco. The guy's amazing. He's been involved with every single Tough show since day one.
That's the Ultimate Fighter for the novices in the room.
Yeah. So, and that's kind of where we want to get, our guys onto the Ultimate Fighter because it gives them the opportunity for exposure. So we've had, Nick Heron Webb's been on there, Richie Whitson's been on there, Lauren Murphy as of late, Terrence Mitchell. So we've had a bunch of our athletes on there that has given them the opportunity to move ahead with UFC. So we went down for Lauren's fight in the Tough finale. And
Nice.
also my friend Rachel Ostovich, she's Hawaiian, she's from Hawaii. She was fighting also, so we got to go down there.
She's
And
pretty good.
she's very good. Yeah, she was awesome. So her brothers fought for me. We have a bunch of people from her gym that's fought up here in Alaska. So we have a really good relationship with those guys. So we went down to watch the fights, went to the Ultimate Fighter gym and got a tour. Well, we got
I
some
bet that
really
smelled great.
Oh, it was from the original Ultimate Fighter 1. And I'm super nostalgic about that because, the Stephan Bonner, Forrest Griffin fight was, that's what the story's
That
about.
shit's legend.
It changed the history of what UFC is today. And it was really cool because Gary was telling us the story and he's like, the ratings, they weren't going to pick us up for a second season. The ratings weren't good at all. And they're sitting there watching the finale. And so the Bonner, Forrest Griffin fight comes on.
One of the best.
As they're watching it, the ratings are like literally going up. They're seeing it live
While they're
happen
watching it.
because people are calling their buddies, "Hey man, this fight, check it out." And so all of a sudden, it just blew up. They literally signed season 2 on a bar napkin. They were. He said it
good
was.
old boy shit
He
right
said
there.
it was somber. Everybody.
A lot of deals made.
Yeah, he
At
said-
the strip club and the golf course. And
He said it was such a somber day because they knew they weren't going to continue to season 2, and everybody was like, it was just nobody was talking. They were watching the finale, and then as this fight is progressing, it changed the history of what the UFC is today, and.
Yeah, that was. I remember
a lot of those guys went on for. Like Chris Lieben, and it was
Yeah. Oh, Uriah Hall. I mean,
Yeah.
the
went
list
on
goes
that-
on and on.
Yeah, and
for
see,
sure.
Chuck Liddell was my guy. I followed every single fight. My first
Fucking love Chuck Liddell.
my first UFC fight I ever went to see was Chuck Liddell versus Rampage, which Chuck got knocked out. I was pretty devastated, but it was UFC 77, I think.
I watched that on pay-per-view. Yeah,
Randy-
I cried a
Randy,
little.
Randy Couture is one of my all-time favorites because the guy's a class act outside the octagon.
Absolutely. He's
Yeah.
actually a friend of mine now. So he comes.
He comes to Alaska. Yeah.
Yeah, I took him. We
yeah.
went fishing, and
Yeah.
now he's such a nice guy. And there's another story about that. I took him fishing on Father's Day, and with his girlfriend, and she's this really hot blonde. Her name's Mindy. She's from LA, and you really wouldn't think she's an actress, and you wouldn't think that she'd be into fishing or the whole Alaska thing. And so I take him down to Ninilchik to go fishing, and this town, is a fishing village. There's nowhere to really take him to eat.
Right.
And
It's a drinking village with a fishing problem.
yeah. And so we go out at Deep Creek, and you know how
I'm sorry, what?
Deep Creek.
Deep Creek.
Oh, okay.
We launch out of the boat, or we launch from a tractor, into the ocean, and so she gets so sick, she starts throwing up. And I'm like, oh,
you should have gave her
no.
some
I'm
Dramamine
like,
or something. At least
no,
a nap on a boat, right?
No, that's your own. If you come, and I'm like, oh, she's gonna be a pain in the ass. She's gonna be just this big pain in the ass. So
maybe somebody should have told her about Dramamine.
She knew what she's got going. So she looks at me and she goes, man, those jalapeno potato chips weren't a very good idea. And she's like, girl, you got some gum? And I'm like, oh, this girl's down. We're good. We back fishing. She recouped. Like, it was so awesome. It totally exceeded my expectation of what she was going to be like. She ended up being one of the coolest chicks I've ever met. She's hilarious. And so it's Randy's girlfriend. So it was me and my dad and Randy and Mindy. We all went out of there with Captain Dan. And so I take him up to this restaurant. Like, there's 3 restaurants in town while we're waiting for our fish to get processed. And it's an absolute dive. And I look over, I'm like, oh God, what are they going to order? Like, this is so bad. And she orders like a clam chowder and French fries. And it wasn't even like homemade clam chowder. It's like the stuff out of a bag, probably. It was terrible. And I think Randy had some clam chowder. And we just got these like BLTs, whatever. And she's over there, they're all eating it and stuff. And Randy goes, I want to get your guys' meal. He bought our meal. I have never brought a fighter up here or, a celebrity fighter.
Right.
And they've ever bought me anything ever. That was the first time ever.
Yeah, that's like not ingrained in their DNA,
No.
right? It's like, you pay me.
That's why Randy's my guy.
Yeah, Randy is that guy.
Wow.
We brought Chuck up
Randy,
here.
Instagram me, bro.
Hey, I might be able to hook that up.
Check out Break Phase.
Yeah.
Hoist Gracie followed me on Instagram, and I like screenshotted it and I put on Facebook and everything.
I know. I get kind of. I still do.
I get that giddy little girl feeling.
Oh man, these people are famous.
I mean, it's okay if you get it.
Star
It's weird
Trek.
when he gets it.
Randy's coming up for. They're
Trek.
doing Comic-Con, so he's coming up to Comic-Con this. I think it's this summer.
Comic-Con?
They have Comic-Con. There's a new this year.
Oh shit!
They're
okay,
doing.
I'll let you talk. I keep interrupting.
Yeah,
sorry.
there's my friends Brad and Mike LaJoy and Brad Erickson. They're bringing up. It's like I think it's called Arctic Comic-Con, and this is like I'm just endorsing it because Randy's coming up here.
Right.
But they told me they're bringing up Randy and a bunch of other stars. I'm not really familiar with the whole Comic-Con thing. I don't really get it, but
Throw some names. I'll help.
no, I don't. Look it up. It's Arctic Comic-Con.
Damn.
But there's a bunch of people coming up. But Randy's
diligence.
one of them for the Expendables, the movie that he's in. So it was really funny because we were at the hotel and Randy walks out and he's like, "Hey, Sarah," gives me a hug and stuff. And my friend Barb, who's 20 years older than me, she's like looking at him. She doesn't know who he is, right? So she's like nudging me, and I'm chatting with Randy and Mindy, and my friend is like, "Who is that? Who is that? Who is that?"
The first fucking name on here is Ian Ziering.
Oh yeah, Ian Ziering for Sharknado.
Ian.
Is it Ian?
It's Ian.
Well, I know him from 90210.
Yeah,
but I
yep.
loved Luke, so Luke was my guy. Not him, but anyway.
Oh, we'll record this. So we got Ian Ziering, John Schneider, Randy Couture. He's number 3 on the list.
Randy.
Lisa Marie Veron. She's a professional wrestler with some nice cleavage. Not gonna lie to you. Oh, Brian Posehn. I love that dude. He's hilarious. Kristen Renton, Mindy Robinson.
So Mindy, that's Randy. Mindy is Randy's girlfriend.
Mindy Robinson?
Yeah, the blonde, right?
So this is the girl you were hanging out with on the boat?
Yes.
And
Yes.
she ate some cut-rate clam chowder and just had a good old time.
And French fries, and she was down.
I can see where you would be like, oh, shit.
She's absolutely
She's gorgeous.
beautiful. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Randy. Please, your girl.
Well, what would you expect if she's dating Randy Couture? She's going to be tough and beautiful.
You never
I mean,
know.
yeah,
you never
I would
know.
expect. I mean,
Nah. I've had other fighters up in Alaska that have not had the best significant others. So,
Really?
and I'm not going
Yeah.
to name any names, but yeah, they're a real
Oh,
challenge.
she's going to name them,
People
just
are-
not on camera.
Yeah. but yeah, they were just such a great couple. And I mean, go and see him, meet him. He's just a humble person. He's really.
I would imagine that Alaska's a place that Randy could walk into a restaurant, and not a lot of people would know who he was.
Oh no, we were
I
in
really
Nilchik.
highly
We
doubt
had to
that.
get our fishing license at the little like corner store, general store in Nilchik. And I
Yeah.
walk in with Randy, and I see these guys in the motorhome. They like
And they know who he is?
Oh, they screeched in the motorhome, and like 7 of them came running out as we're walking in, and they're all like surrounding him. I'm like, we're in Nilchik, like
Yeah.
really? This and then
Even in Nilchik, Alaska,
we were
he's-
getting in the boat, and all the like guys were like, "Oh my god, that's Randy Couture! Oh my god!" And then, or you'll hear My girlfriend was like, "Oh, that's that guy from Expendables." I'm like, "Or one of the best fighters in the world."
hello.
I was like,
Yeah.
I don't see him as from the
The
Expendables.
man-
Honestly, I don't either.
Yeah.
He's Randy Couture.
Heavyweight champ multiple times and lightweight
heavyweight
champ.
champ.
I mean,
He
multiple
was-
times. I mean, this guy's
He was the first guy
Hall-
to ever hold 2 titles at one time.
Hall of Fame.
Wait, he was?
Yep.
Yep. He had the light,
In
he had
the
light
UFC?
heavyweight and the
Yes.
heavyweight.
Then how come Conor McGregor got such a big? Is he
Because
such
Conor
a big fucking deal
McGregor,
about
Conor
it?
McGregor sells tickets.
Well, they don't see. I mean, they don't like go, oh yeah, Conor McGregor, yeah, he did it. But however, Randy Couture did it first. They made it seem like he was the first one to
So
do
Randy
it.
now
He had the
he's-
light heavyweight 3 times and the heavyweight twice, right?
Wasn't he the oldest champion in UFC history too?
I'm
at
not
some point?
sure. Like statistically, I have no idea. He's a badass. Who cares?
All right, all right.
We could look him up.
Yeah, you
I'm
can.
looking him up.
But I don't think he has the best relationship with the UFC. I think he anymore. Maybe with the new changing of the guard. I'm not really sure. I can't talk for him. Speak for him. But so fact check me. What do you
So
got?
Dana, stop being so
let's see.
abrasive.
It was his first at light heavyweight since losing to Chuck Liddell in 2006.
That
With
was
the
a
win,
slip. I saw the fight. It was
the
a slip.
46-year-old Couture became the oldest fighter to win a UFC bout.
Awesome.
Wait,
Cha-ching.
it says bout. I thought it said belt.
I loved it when he taught that mouthy
Still
boxer
46.
what martial arts is all about. Remember
Tooney,
that Tony
James
Toomey lights out? Yeah, he was running his mouth, and we all knew what was
That-
going to happen.
you knew it
and
was
sure enough. Matter of fact, Randy choked him out with that choke I was showing you earlier.
Right.
Yeah.
Before the show, we always go into like self-defense mode. We're like, "What would you do?"
I-
He showed me a standing triangle, arm triangle.
We
so.
we met at Taekwondo.
Yeah, that's
Gotcha.
where we met.
Nice.
This guy
So
right
you
here.
have martial arts in common with
Gonna
each
pet
other.
him a little bit. Fix your hair.
Petty on me. Stop that.
Yeah, Randy is a great guy. Definitely a great guy. So yeah, check him out at Comic-Con. When is that? So
Let's see.
people can look it
Arctic
up.
Comic Con is.
It's the first time it's in Alaska, so definitely support it. And
Let's see. Guest. We'll do schedule. Nobody can see this. April 27th, 2018.
cool. I'm
That's
sure
gonna
they
be the shit.
it actually. I mean,
Seriously.
they keep adding more people, so I think it's gonna be pretty awesome. Sorry,
And it's going to be at the Denina Civic and Convention Center.
Get your tickets now, folks.
Yeah, I'm watching you live while we're doing this. I can't even see your face.
I don't know what's
You're basically boobs in a mic right now.
we're gonna go. Maybe that's why I have so many viewers. No, I'm just kidding. There we go. How's that?
We needed the ratings boost, actually. Thank you.
I came like fully clothed in my slippers, like fresh off of watching the curling. I'm like, oh crap, we gotta go and break face. We were
Yeah,
watching.
she's like, oh, I got something to do tonight. What am I supposed to do?
No,
What am I supposed to do tonight? Watching this dude sweep snow.
I haven't. Have you seen the Team USA?
No.
Okay, look it up.
haven't
It's
seen
like
any of them.
Curling, Team USA curling?
yes, I'm surprised his hat doesn't say like "Make America Great Again." It's like a red brimmed hat. He has like this ridiculous, as my 16-year-old said, porn mustache. And I'm like, how do you?
Porn-stache. I
Yeah,
love
why?
porn-staches.
Why are you even
Time
using
out.
that term?
Yeah. How much porn have you
Yeah,
seen
my
in your
husband-
16 years?
Yeah, my husband's like, no.
Wait
no.
a minute. Yeah, your 16-year-old daughter said that. I've
Yeah,
met her.
no, not appropriate.
Not cool. Don't do that.
Nope.
That Magic Mike stuff, something.
Oh, Channing Tatum's her man. So
Oh,
No.
God. Channing Tatum. What is it? Channing Tatum stick about her. You ever seen Eliza Schlesinger?
No.
Stand up? Yeah, she's all about Channing Tatum. Has a dream. Him and a stick of butter. I don't know. That's all I'm going to say.
So back to Fairbanks. So
Team USA.
yeah, Fairbanks is doing a show. So no, we're just gonna stay in Alaska with or in Anchorage with our fights. That's the goal. Doing 8 events a year is plenty. So
I would imagine so.
Let's see. 2018.
Especially
Curling
the,
team.
The big
Curling
venue.
team.
How many people fit in the Alaska Airlines Center?
So Alaska Airlines Center is actually smaller than Sullivan. It's half.
it really?
It's half the size.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're looking at around 5,000 people for the Alaska Airlines Center and about 8,000 to 9,000 at the Sullivan. It's just a better home for us. It's more intimate. Somebody didn't
Hello.
turn off their phone.
I turned my ringer off.
But yeah, so it's the venue is just more suited for us. The cage is amazing. It has a catwalk that goes all the way around it. So it is 6-sided, but it's the same. It's actually a little bit larger than our previous cage. So,
So when the cornermen lose their shit, they're not just hanging on the side of the.
Oh, they still do. They still try in between rounds because we only let one cornerman go in between rounds, and so the other guys are up on the catwalk,
Yelling at him through the fence.
Yelling at him through the fence. Yeah, that's always the best too. Is you know those bad lip dubs you see like when they do like football lip dubs and stuff.
Bad lip readings.
Yeah, I want to do that sometime with the cornermen because the expressions on their face are crazy.
So this dude with the porn stash, we're back to the curling team.
Yes.
Is he kind of heavyset?
Yes.
Looks like Mario.
And he's with his sister. He is on a team with his sister, and it's absolutely hilarious. I don't even know how I've never watched it in my life, and I got stuck and fascinated. They were playing China. I don't know. Do they play him?
There he is.
Do they?
It's the Winter Olympics 2018 U.S. curling duo Mercy ruled versus Korea to end winless day.
Yeah, they were like 1-3 or something like that. And if they were losing to China, did they lose to China?
This is about Korea.
Oh.
Been mercy ruled.
Curling.
U.S. mixed
I've
doubles
ever-
curling team has been mercy ruled by Korea, which was 9-1 after 6 ends. This is not a proud moment. So yeah, they lost.
Yeah, they lost. Okay.
They
Yeah,
basically got okay. You're done. It's like
like you're
referee
out?
calling a fight when the
Okay.
person's just laying there getting punched in the back of the head.
Okay. So it's like a TKO.
Yeah, they're done.
Okay.
TKO'd. Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Okay.
TKO'd. But yeah, he does look like freaking Mario. Look,
And he does. And he has that bright red hat. And my husband said he was watching it and he goes, they were losing so bad he like took the hat off like that was going to make a difference or something.
Did he turn it around backwards?
No, I think he just took it off completely. Like, oh no. Yeah, the Winter Olympics, what are your guys' favorite events?
Snowboarding for me. Absolutely.
I haven't seen any of
and
those
men's
so
figure
far.
skating.
Of course it is. I heard that they can play words now on the songs.
I read that. I was like, oh, really? Why?
No, I'm excited.
Yes, but we'll see. I want to see how it goes.
I want to see some like just gangster rap, like them like, coming out doing spins to it or something.
Move, bitch, get out the way.
Yeah.
As long as the USA has the highest medal count.
They
though,
start
baby.
twerking in the figure skating.
Jay-Z on one of his albums, there's a song. It's like,
Ooh, what if the skaters took a knee?
fuck, how's the song goes? Like, I don't fuck with you. Or there was a movie that did it too, where the little girl was like doing her talent show. She's like, I don't fuck with you. Yeah. Can you see somebody just out there figure skating? I don't fuck with you.
Yeah, we should.
I can
Yeah,
totally see.
I
Now,
definitely should.
quick comment: this dude probably would have done better at curling if he actually did the brushing with his fucking face and that porn
With the stash.
Maybe she could
He's
hold
just down
his-
on the ground.
She could hold his feet in a wheelbarrow position, right? And he could just,
No,
he could
because
act like-
she has to do the slide with the what do they call it? The rock? Is that what they call it?
I don't
even know.
remember.
But yeah,
I don't know. I was learning like I said, I was learning the terms, and then I'm like, oh crap, I got to get there. So we were watching curling. It was interesting, for sure.
I actually think curling's it's kind of fun to watch.
They
It's
have
like-
one in Anchorage. Apparently, you
like
can
a
go try it.
Yeah, there's a club out there.
Government
it's like
Hill?
a slow, like they, and you watch them and they're just like so concentrated in the face, and then they go down to one knee, like
Yeah.
they're proposing, and then
Yep.
they just. I know
Yep.
for those that are listening and not watching it, they just let go so slow, and it's like angelic. They spread their wings, and this little thing goes, and then there's some dude frantically sweeping with the broom. Like, do I want snow here? No, move the snow. Oh.
Yeah, that's like I am when people are getting ready to come over to my house. That's me
That's you
at the
cleaning the
house,
Nothing like
Sliding down the hallway, throwing dirty clothes.
sweeping as fast as possible.
like company coming over to make you clean your house.
Well, maybe Mario shouldn't fucking curl with his sister anymore.
Hey, he
That's
made it to
wrong.
the Olympics. He
That's
made it to
wrong.
the Olympics. What they need to do is somebody had posted, I saw a meme and it said something along the lines of, I just wish they would put one ordinary person in each event so you could see how, the dynamic. Like, put me in there snowboarding off the half pipe and I'll
Shit.
show you how good those Olympians are.
It would go like this. And Tillman's entering the chute. And, out
we
at
gotta
the
go.
first jump.
Let's go to commercial.
like the ski jump. It's like, he's dead.
I just look at that thing and I'm like,
Oh,
I know. My
no.
husband's like, oh, this is their practice. I'm like, this is how they practice? This isn't the real thing?
They fly like
you
so.
couldn't pay me to do that
Wow.
Yeah, the CBS Sports has like the app that you can rewatch, and then like they have live cameras on different times. So they have like the practice rink at the ice skating and the practice. I'm like, this is them practicing. Can you imagine what it's going to look like?
They're up there. Mm-hmm. I was just doing it at home on my Wii.
Yeah, I can't wait till they get MMA into the Olympics. They're working on it.
Yeah, they got Taekwondo and wrestling.
Yeah, Taekwondo's in there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're working on it. I know the amateur
all three kicks.
The amateur MMA is really pushing to get it in there. So that would be awesome to have MMA in the Olympics.
I know this is going to sound terrible, but I'm trying to figure out a way to get into the Paralympics with the MS. There's actually a Taekwondo athlete out there who has gone and won all sorts of tournaments. Yeah, she has multiple sclerosis, and she's out there fighting in Taekwondo. And I'm just wondering, is there like a debilitation limit? Like, do I have to have some?
What percentage? Like, I don't know.
What limb do I have to have a numb limb or what?
Yeah, there's. I think that there is like I don't know how they categorize it, because obviously there's all different degrees of disability. So, and
I went on their site, and there's like a section like athletes, and then divisions. So there's amputees, neurological. I can't remember all. I think there's like 5 though that you can go through, and I didn't see multiple sclerosis listed there, but I did read this article about this lady who's doing it.
Probably, I mean, probably with the neurological.
It would have to be.
Didn't the founder, the guy that runs it, didn't he pass away here shortly, or was that the state Special Olympics here in Alaska, or was it national? I thought I read that.
That's a good question.
I thought I read that somewhere where the.
Well, I think Special Olympics and Paralympics are different. I think those are different.
Yeah, they're
divisions.
Different. They're different.
Yeah.
Okay.
But speaking of the Olympics, I read this article on Newsmax. I don't know if anybody goes to Newsmax. It's very right-leaning, but there's always some liberal stuff thrown in there. It's a little sprinkling of liberalism. But it was one of the execs from Fox went off about the Olympics this year and how it used to be stronger, better, faster. I think that's the Olympic motto, right? Faster, better, stronger, something like that. I almost feel bad saying this, but he was like, what did he say? More colorful, more gay, and something else. And he just went off because he feels like the Olympic team that they've put together now is more about appeasing the PC crowd than it is actually putting athletes out there to win. So he's like, because there's like a record number of African Americans and Asian Americans, and there's 2 openly gay athletes and this and that. And he was just going off. I'm looking for the
it's
article.
still merit based. That's what's ridiculous. Like,
well, that's what he was saying. Is it merit based, or are they doing it for publicity? And I'm trying to find the article right now, and I'm also trying to find the article where they fired him, because that just seems like some shit you get fired over nowadays.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah. Don't
I'm trying to find it.
Don't run for office, because 40 years ago.
I sent myself a link. I thought, but I didn't send myself the link. Anyway, this dude just went off about how. He doesn't. And then, and I was reading that article with they're putting the words in, and in the article it said they're putting lyrics in the music for the single figure skaters to hopefully draw more younger viewers in and get them interested in the sport, so they'll actually try to pursue that. And that's where I was like, okay, so we're pandering. It's just pandering, or what are we doing?
Yeah, but you know what? I mean,
when did the Olympics become about ratings, I guess is my question.
Yeah, and they've always been about ratings. Have you seen how many people show up to the Olympics? I was watching the ski jumping today. It's not like it's not a live event. I mean, of course, I'd like to go experience and watch the Olympics someday, but I'm not going to go and watch it was like the downhill freestyle snowboarding or whatever. You can't even see what's going on. You're watching a screen. So really, it's not unless you're watching ice skating or you can't catch every ounce of the bobsled or the luge, or you're not watching every little.
You're lucky you're on that one corner.
Yeah, you're like, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really, it is. It's about ratings on TV. It's about who's watching it, and it's about advertising. It's a business, whether it be a nonprofit, whatever it is. It's a business, and they have to make money in order to continue to do that. So
no. Whilst I agree with all of that, because that's the world we live in now. When that shit first started, I don't think that's exactly what they were going for. So
but
it's just amazing.
But
how
it's a money
throughout
thing.
Time, everything gets twisted, and it all eventually becomes about money. And
everything's about money.
I know, and it's just.
I don't do what I do just because I love it. I do it because I love it, and I make a living.
Right.
So
exactly.
and
I don't
that's-
work because I don't, I hate my job. But
But that's, I mean, really, when it comes down to it, everyone's like, oh, it's so cool. You get to, your hobby, what you really love to do. No, it's a job. It's a job like anybody else. My hobby is sitting on my ass on Saturday night watching the UFC. That's my hobby.
and what those people don't realize is you can take any hobby, no matter how much you love it. If it's everything you do all the time, no matter what, eventually you get sick of it.
No,
And-
I'm not sick of it.
No, you're not, because you balance it. You
Yeah.
balance it. You're not like all about it. You give yourself your time. You have the off season, this, that. If you were to do something you loved all the time and it's your job, and then it's just like, well,
Just kind of
Well, I
consumes you.
mean,
Yeah,
I do.
you're yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I want to say I do what I love to do. On a subject I
You
love
said
to do
doo-doo.
it. To-do. I do love what I do, and in a subject or a that I am very passionate about. And I think everybody should try to do that if they can. But everything I've ever done in my whole life, I've been passionate about. So it doesn't matter if I'm scooping ice cream at Baskin Robbins as my first job, if I'm bill collecting. First job,
I
scooping
can't
ice
see you as a
cream.
bill collector. You'd be kneecapping motherfuckers, huh?
Oh, I was. So I was scooping ice cream. Then I sold used cars. Then I bill collected. Then I was a mortgage broker. Now I'm a fight promoter. So I've had people try to tell me, oh, yeah, I've had shit jobs. You don't know what shit jobs are. Okay. I'll tell you what shit jobs are. Trying to sell something to somebody when they don't want it. That is, being a car salesman is a freaking hard job.
Working for Rent-A-Can.
Oh, that's probably pretty shitty.
That's literal.
Yeah.
But yeah, trying to sell somebody a vehicle that
Micro.
I'm looking at
this
this SUV and you're all, but this sedan.
Yeah. And you have to, I mean, I had to literally, I didn't feel good about myself because it's like you had to take advantage of people just to make a living, and it's not fun. And,
That makes you a good person, because I've met some salespeople, cars, what have you. They are just, they're slimy.
well, and I consider myself a salesperson. I would, I definitely,
But you have some
people that-
integrity.
I'm not going to sell you something that you don't need or you don't want.
Yep.
And if you don't want it, just tell me no. That's all. Like that, and that's okay. Like that's fine. I would sell people to pay their bills. I would convince them the reason why to pay their bills. And I did it in a manner that I succeeded. Everything I do, I'm going to do, like we were talking about this earlier, in excess. And I'm going to be good at it, and I'm going to master it. And then I'm going to move on to the next thing. And that's what I think. Talking about people like, oh, you're so lucky. No, everything I've ever done, I always find a positive thing, about it. And of course I like MMA. I mean, the people that they're like, oh, you have the perfect job, but they also don't see what I deal with behind the scenes.
I wished I would have thought of it, because if you think back, like in school, when the fist started to fly, it was like an instant, of course it's ratings. I mean, and that means money. And
you're saying you wish you would have invented MMA.
Well, no. I mean, if you think about putting fights on TV, hello. I mean, because like.
Well, boxing's always been there, and so
Right, and
it evolved, and that's where, I mean, the promoters and all the promoters don't have a good name. Promoters are actually scummy people in general. I mean, think about any promoter that
Who was the big boxing promoter?
Don King.
Don
Yeah,
King.
thank you, Don King. God,
Right.
yeah, everybody hated
everybody
that
hated
dude.
him. Well,
Yep.
guess what? Everybody hates me too. So it's just part of the deal, because I'm
Whoa,
trying.
Whoa. Who hates you?
A lot of people.
No.
Oh yes.
Wow,
Oh yes. Yes.
I just can't picture it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people hate me.
He used fighters. I mean, would use them up, take advantage of them, make a lot of 10 times what they would make and stuff. And I think they hated him for that. I don't think you're doing anything like that.
But
right?
well, yeah, of course, I'm using fighters to fight to promote my business, and they get paid what I can pay them to continue on this business. Why promoters get a bad rap, I think, is because the fighters don't feel. I have lots of fighters. They don't feel that they're paid what they're worth. Absolutely, to get punched in the face, you are absolutely not making enough money. But guess what? The amount of hours and the amount of work that I put into this organization, I'm not making enough money either. If you look at the amount of hours I work versus what I make, nowhere near. Not even close. I worked half the amount I work now and made 5 times more than I did before in mortgages.
Where are you at with the minimum wage right
So
now?
yeah, pretty damn close.
Are you below the federal line?
It took 5 years of literally losing my ass to even get the company in the green when I bought it, which I paid my life savings for. So I bought a company that was worth absolutely nothing. I paid 100 times more than it was worth. And I put everything I had into it. I quit my mortgage job and went full time. And, there's a lot of sacrifices. My family's, people don't know. I almost lost my house in 2011. Almost.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It was the most terrible thing to ever go through, and I don't want anybody to ever go through that. But like I said, I make a living. These fighters are like, oh, we're not paid enough. You know, when I start driving around in a Bentley and not a Jeep Renegade,
and I was just going to say,
that was Don King. Don had a fleet of Bentleys.
I was going to vouch for you on that. You know, she pulled up to my studio. Yeah, she's in a Jeep Renegade.
So
she used to drive a Ram, and she's like, I can't afford this. So yeah.
Yep, I got rid of it because my daughter was starting to drive, and it was time to make some choices, and I made that sacrifice because she needed a rig also to get going, and gas and everything else. It's like I've made a lot of sacrifices when it comes to not only for my child, but for this organization and for these fighters. My goal is to continue to make a living and give these guys a place to fight, consistently. There's no other organization except for the larger ones, UFC, Bellator, even World Series of Fighting. They have not been consistent. They're not even anything. They're not even an organization anymore. They're now Pro Fight League, which is supposedly reorganized and supposed to kick off this new reorganization of what they have going. But they were like the third guy in town.
Right.
They couldn't make it. They couldn't hack it, and they were on national TV. So there's not a lot of organizations that are consistent like we are, and that's why we got the Fight Pass deal, the UFC Fight Pass deal we signed, is because we are consistent. We've been around for 14 years, and there's no other state in the country that has what we have.
And I think a lot of it is, no matter what level of celebrity you may achieve, people immediately assume, like you said, oh, she's got money, she's got this, she's taking care of the rest.
It was years and years of hard work behind that success.
And she's, everybody's got to work their ass off. And
they
then
just see the success.
What I do love is that your goal is to take these fighters and help them achieve the next level.
Right.
Like, hey guys, I'm not the next level. I'm here to help you get there.
Right. And most of these organizations, they'll sign these fighters for like a 3 or 5 fight contract or whatever. We actually sign them for a 3 fight contract, but we never, ever, ever hold the fighter back from any other fight. All that we ask is that they don't fight in any other organization prior to the bout they sign for us.
Right.
And that's all we ask.
Because they'd be injured or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I've had so many horror stories of things happening, title fights. They go and fight they think they're just going to go.
I'm just gonna dust this dude's fucking shelf real quick.
Yeah, exactly. They think, even boxing matches. I had a guy, so if a guy gets knocked out, it is not safe for them minimum 60 days to go back to training. Mm-hmm. So we can't have a guy go fight 1 week, get knocked out, go get knocked out again. It's not healthy. There are standards that are in place to protect these guys. And
because concussions, they're no joke.
It's not a joke.
Yeah. They made a major motion picture about concussions.
Yep.
I think it's called Concussion. I'm not sure. It's Will Smith's in it.
It was amazing. It was actually an amazing film, but it's true. They're studying. We have a couple fighters down in Vegas that are part of a brain study. Gina Mazzani is one of them. She's fighting for the UFC. She was our women's champ.
Gina Danger?
Yeah, she's fighting for UFC.
No shit.
You have not followed that.
I guess not.
Oh no,
my
Gina.
God. Gina,
oh,
I'm
no.
sorry, girl. I'm so sorry. I follow her on Twitter, but I didn't see that.
Gina.
Yeah, Gina is fighting.
I was actually wondering when she was going to come back up here.
No, she's in the UFC.
So that title's vacated, and you got to fill it now?
We'll find some other ladies.
Well, ladies, stepping stone.
Prepare for some Chris. I got you.
We have a women's bout coming up on the March 28th card.
I didn't
but
just see that.
You would love to see me get my ass beat by a girl, wouldn't you? Yeah. That's AFC 138, right? Yeah.
138, yeah. So 137 is February 14th. Yeah, he's got a cheat sheet. We got February 14th coming up. And the main event, I'll just kind of go over that really quick, is Jordan Mackin, who's from Maui. He's going to be fighting Maurice Mitchell. So the AK kid, he hasn't been in the cage for a while. And we're really excited to have him. He's down training with Team Alpha Male.
Oh, wow.
And so he's coming up to Alaska to fight. And then we also have Juneau's Tyson Duckworth. So he fought back at like AFC in the 60s, but he's been down in Juneau, and he's like the it guy down in the Southeast because they have an organization down there in Southeast Alaska. So he fights down there a bunch, and I think his record's like 8-3. And so he's just been kicking ass down there. And so we're bringing him up to fight.
Striker, ground
Striker,
guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're bringing him up to fight Patrick White, who's undefeated. He's from Anchorage. He trains with Giovanni De Vera and Avalanche, the wrestling crew, and also I think he does train at Anchorage Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu also. But he's 4-0, undefeated, and so that's gonna be a really good co-main event. So that's, you can find the card at alaskafighting.com. But we March 28th is the next one after that, and I just signed Brian Ryan rematch versus Tony Lopez. So after Brian came up and he had dropped,
so excited,
dropped
gonna be a good fight.
Mika. He dropped him. I don't know if you saw that fight or not, but dropped him with a liver shot. Mika just folded. And Brian's like, I'm back. I'm ready. Let's go. So I booked Tony Lopez, Brian Ryan 2. Everybody knows kind of how that went. Brian, knocked Tony down. He jumped in Tony's guard. Tony ended up submitting him. I think it was a triangle or an armbar. I can't remember. But so he lost to Brian, and Tony Lopez is our heavyweight champion.
Yep.
He got that belt from Mika Favale.
I saw that.
So,
I know I saw that one.
So Brian's looking back to take what's his, and that's the March card. We have a couple high level women's bouts that we have booked. We have a bunch of people from Hawaii. Hawaii's like my second home.
I was gonna say, I've noticed.
Yeah.
A lot of fighters coming up.
Yep, we have some guys. We have a group from Maui and Molokai who come and fight, and then we also have some guys from Oahu that come and fight. These guys come with everything that they have. And
they're badass.
Last month, Jonovan Vistante, he fought Vince Frizzoloni. That was one of the best fights. Last month's fight card, I kept telling everybody, this is the biggest fight card I ever put together. And everyone's like, oh, you always say that. Go to UFC Fight Pass. Watch AFC 136. I am not kidding you. That was the most amazing fight card. The Jonovan Vistante, I think Vistante. He's from Hawaii. He fought Vince, and Vince won. And if you go to our Facebook, you see the before and after pictures. You would think that Vince lost. His face was just mutilated, but Vince is a grinder, and he won the fight. It was amazing. Vince Frizzoloni.
Okay, so I said it wrong because I remember I was, shouting it out on one of our past shows. Yeah, and I was like, I hope I didn't fuck your guys' names up.
Yeah, Vince is
my face to look like that.
Vince is amazing. He's from Fairbanks, and he trains up there with Interior Grappling Academy. They got some. It's the coach up there just started getting it back on track up there. They got the guys training, and so they got 5 or 6 real tough guys up there training, and so we're really excited to have them come back down and fight. So,
and it's nice to see that it's kind of spreading throughout the state. When you said the one gentleman from Southeast,
Juneau, yeah,
from Juneau, I was like, really? Because you don't think there's a lot going on down there.
Oh, there is. It's called their organization down there is called AK Beatdown. It's a smaller organization down there that they have, but they have consistent fights. They have a female promoter down there. Her name's Cindy. So they've been putting on fights for a while.
Look it up, Juneau.
And then there's, like I said, Scott's bringing back the organization in Fairbanks. There's one down in Soldotna. So it's cool. It's alive. It's definitely alive. And there's gyms kind of all over, and they all have their top guys. We got guys from Talkeetna. I have 4 guys coming in from the village for this fight card from different villages.
Really?
So yeah, these guys are training in their gymnasiums. They're training in their garages. It's pretty cool to see.
That's badass.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with training in your garage.
Nothing.
I do that.
And everybody starts somewhere,
That's right.
They all everybody starts somewhere, and Mighty Mouse Johnson, Demetrius. So he I don't say he started with us, but he fought for us. AFC 67. You can watch that on Fight Pass. But that was his fight with AFC was broadcast on HDNet, and Reed Harrison ended up seeing that broadcast and picked him up for WC. And then UFC bought WC, and the rest was history.
Right. Who else have you had? I know there's another name in there.
Well, we've had Rich Franklin. We've had Demetrius Johnson.
Captain Pink Shorts himself.
Well, currently we have, I think, 3 fighters actively fighting the UFC, which is Jared Cannonier, the Killer Gorilla. He's fighting at 205. He packed his whole family, quit his job, and moved down to Arizona and is training at the lab with Lauren. So Lauren Murphy is actively in the UFC.
I know her.
She's local.
I know you. Hi, Lauren. What's up?
Gina Mazzani.
I rooted for you.
Mm-hmm.
Gina Mazzani.
Gina Mazzani's there, and
I feel like shit that I didn't know. Sorry, Gina. Again,
well, Gina got picked up like it was like a last minute fill-in, and she just fought in China. Gina just fought in China and won. But her first fight, she fought Sarah McMahon, and that was a hefty first welcome to the UFC, and
right.
So she fought, and then her second fight she won. So she's training down at Extreme Couture in Vegas with her brother Dave.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to see.
Pain Train, right?
The Pain Train.
Yeah, the Pain Train.
Yeah, he was. I think it's called EFC. It's in South Africa. He was the champ there for a long time, and so hopefully he's getting another fight.
You say
there.
South Africa.
I think it's South Africa. Look it up. Google it.
Google, you are my friend.
Yeah, I'm terrible with remembering exactly, but yeah, he was the champ. I mean, he's a celebrity there. I think it's South Africa. I'm pretty sure.
Extreme Fighting Championship?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. And I'm looking for where it's from, or
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in South Africa. But yeah, he was the champ. He's got the the claw. He has like the claw and the whole like persona because he does like wrestling too. Leading into that,
like the Funk Brothers in the 70s.
Yeah.
Claw your face. And...
Leading into that wrestling, what do you think about Ronda Rousey?
Going to the WWE.
Yeah,
I say make your money, girl. I mean,
pretty
much. She got knocked out twice. And she's gonna take some lumps and get beat up in the WWE, but.
Whatever. They're gonna pay her though. They're gonna pay her.
Oh yeah, she'll pay make a lot of money.
Because of who I follow on my computer, because Facebook knows everything. They're Big Brother now. I constantly see little things on the side panel there that says, "How much do you think Ronda Rousey's making the WWE?" I'm like, I don't even need to know because all these other dudes are making. Oh fuck yeah, good for her.
And that's like I say, people talk about celebrities, and then it's like make your money while you can, and ride off into the sunset. There's nothing wrong with that.
That easy gravy train or whatever, as people see it or whatever, but they don't see all the hard work that went into it that made her a champion in the first place. So now she's just getting to enjoy the fruits of her labor.
Look before the
make some movies and make 20 million
before her MMA career even, when she was just doing judo. I'm pretty sure like Taekwondo, it's in the world spotlight, but it's not a real lucrative career, so I can't imagine that judo is either.
No, you're not going to make any money.
No, so she was whooping ass there. Then, she is...
Yep.
Do it, girl. Get it.
I know. That's what I say with any of these people. It's like, okay, the Brock Lesnar crossover, the CM Punk, whatever. Crossover, make your money if that's what you need to do. Same thing with the Conor McGregor thing. Like, do I think Conor McGregor is the best fighter on earth? Hell no. I think Demetrius Johnson is, and he's getting paid 1/100th of what Conor's making.
But he's literally the P.
He's the pound for pound. Yeah. Now that Jon Jones popped again, so
wait, again?
No, like I don't need.
Oh, you mean last time?
Yeah, but you know what? The one thing about Jon Jones, I don't know the story. I don't know what happened.
He just can't stay out of trouble outside the ring.
But he just passed the lie detector test. He just passed the lie detector test with flying colors. And
now does that matter though?
I don't really know how they're going to handle it, but it doesn't matter. It probably doesn't matter because it was tainted, or if his supplements were tainted, if he knew it or not. I don't really know the legality of that or what happens, but
I just have to say every guy that gets popped hot, they say, "Oh, I didn't know."
No, that's not true.
I was just taking like Machida and Silva.
The PEDs are in every sport. I mean, didn't Gracie, even Hoist Gracie got
yeah, it is in every sport, and it's there has to be regulation. If there isn't, then you got to keep everybody honest and a level playing field. So that's my opinion on that. But yeah, no, DJ's the pound for pound. He's the guy.
That guy is, when you watch him fight, he is so good. That guy is so
incredible.
Quick, and he might be small, but that guy will whip your ass. I mean, he'll put you on the ground in a hurry.
And talk about humble guys. I'm friends with him and his wife, and they're awesome people. And to me, they still, no matter if they're fighting. I mean, he came up here, slept on the couch. He was working as a warehouse driver for $10 an hour when he fought for us, and he slept on the couch of our ref, Paul Stockler. Paul brought him up and took care of him and stuff, just because there's not a whole bunch of money in this at the level of AFC. We can barely, only main events. We don't even fly. These people from all over are flying themselves here for the exposure to be on UFC Fight Pass.
Yeah.
So we don't have a huge travel budget. We don't have, so these guys just want the opportunity, which is awesome. And I'm happy to give it to them. It's just, we don't have the national backers and sponsorships to do it. I mean, like I said, we're just a small organization here in Alaska. We're always welcome to large corporate sponsors and national sponsors, but it's really hard to do when I'm literally like just one person, and I can only handle so much. So
I think that exposure, like you said, that they'll get on Fight Pass. And I remember one of the I don't remember which show, but last 2 times you were on here, we talked about you were pushing the fighters, promote yourselves. Right. I can do this, I can do that, but you need to promote yourselves. Like, you get out on Twitter, get out on here, and I think that was even before you signed the Fight Pass deal.
Absolutely, they need to work.
And now you have that extra barrel.
Get your banners, get your T-shirts, and leading into that T-shirt thing, we just signed a deal with a company called My Fight Stuff. They are a Las Vegas-based company that I met them through
Merchandise.
through the UFC.
Yeah, merch.
Well, we have merchandise. We sell it at the fair. We sell our shows. But what the problem was I was having a really hard time keeping inventory. It's like I don't have an extra room to keep all this stuff.
You didn't just build a warehouse on your 5 acres?
No, I have an office. That's but we don't have. And then to have somebody man that, right? So it for a small business like myself, and fighters too, people would want stuff shipped all around the world, and I can't do it, and I can't keep up. So it's called myfightstuff.com/AFC. You can go and buy our designs. They ship it right to your door. And then what they're also offering in
drop shipping, so you don't have to.
And
have
you
the
just
warehouse.
posted something about that. I shared it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we just announced that 2 days ago, and these guys I met them through the UFC. So through my UFC contact, they actually do a lot of designs and stuff for the UFC. Like they're a subcontractor. But the really cool thing is it's really designed for fighters. So fighters can go for no charge. They'll design you a logo. They'll put it up on your website, and they'll pay you a percentage of every T-shirt and hoodie sold. So as a fighter, it's free money. All you have to do is tell your friends and family, hey, you want a T-shirt, support me. They're making a large portion. I can't release how much unless you make the deal with my fight stuff, but a very large portion of the T-shirt sales goes to the fighter, and they just cut them a check every month. So depending on how many fight shirts they sell,
that's pretty
free money's good.
It's fucking amazing.
It's amazing, and for us, it just takes because they can do single print. So you go in there and you order, and they print one. They pick. It's you have a white T-shirt, black T-shirt, white hoodie, black hoodie, but the hoodies are only $40, and we sell our hoodies for $50. Because of how much they cost, the shipping and everything to get them up here.
Wow.
So they started $40, and I think the priority shipping they got down to $7. So for $47, you can have a hoodie shipped right to your front door.
Where's my fledgling YouTuber stuff.com? Where the fuck is that at?
No,
I'll make shirts all day for that. Nobody wants a break face shirt.
Free money for T-shirts. I'm just like, isn't America great? I love capitalism.
But it's the fighters have these opportunities to promote themselves. And if a fighter comes to me and says, hey, Sarah, I'm selling these shirts to help, whatever. It's like buying a plate lunch or buying a raffle ticket from someone. It's the same thing. Any fighter that ever, and I'll put this on my live feed, any fighter that ever comes to me and asks me to buy your T-shirt, I will buy it. I will support you. But I'm not going to buy it if you're not making any money off of it, and the T-shirt company is the only one making money. So,
because what's the point?
There's no point. If they're charging $15, $20 to make a shirt, and you're selling a shirt for $25, making $5. Like I'm not gonna. That's crazy.
Are these American-made T-shirts? Do we know? Or probably
they're
not.
made. They're printed in America.
Who cares where the shirts come from?
I guarantee you, they're not woven in America. There's not many. There's not many.
At one point, I was in a veterans organization. We were looking for T-shirts. We couldn't find any made in America. But I think there's some now, but.
I think they're Bella Canvas is what the name. Google Bella Canvas, see where they're made at. They're probably made in like Pakistan or something. I don't know.
How do you spell it?
Bella, Bella Canvas. But no, they're made. They're supporting a company in the United States. It's like I said, it's called My Fight Stuff, and it's supporting the fighters. You can go on there and order any fighter shirt. It's a really cool program. I wish I would have thought of something like that myself. But these guys. They're top notch. Their design's amazing. They did a 20-minute consult with me over the phone. They came up with 2 brand new designs. Both of them, no changes. They put them on the website. They knew I sent them my color schemes. They told me what did I want, what did I not want. I'm like, no flames and no diamond plate. And they just kind of started laughing because that was like the standard of like cage fights is like flames,
Large muscle guy.
Big old plate of steel falling in.
Yeah, AFC was that when I bought it. It had, I don't knock it, but it had like flames in the AFC and stuff. And so, we're just kind of looking for the clean look.
Here we go. It's actually in there. Let's see. Where are Bella Canvas shirts made?
We'll find out here. But yeah, so the fighters, it's very important for them to market themselves. And look what like I said, the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight, look what that did. It's insane. I was at the fight when the Conor McGregor Diaz fight. Okay, Diaz is my man. I'm a Diaz brother fan for life. I love those guys, and I love how they market themselves and how they act. They go in there, they fight, they don't give a shit. They just
They're
they just
real.
do it. Yep.
They're from Stockton, California, so
Yep.
that'll do it to you right there.
Yeah, and so those guys, same thing. It's like you market the fight right. That fight killed it. The Diaz McGregor 1 and Diaz McGregor 2, and I'm ready for Diaz McGregor 3. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for it.
He's a fighter. He's got those long limbs, and I mean he can take a punch. That guy's tough as
he's not scared. He'll fight anybody.
Oh
so.
yeah.
They're talking about Tyrone Woodley versus Diaz is hopefully the fight that they're trying to make. So that I've been reading about. So for the 170 belt, but he fights at 55. So it'd be interesting to see if he's going to fight that fight.
Huh. I remember seeing his older brother, and he was a judo guy in the UFC way back in the day. And then Nate came along, and you kind of knew Nate was going to be tough because he was the younger brother that got picked on, and coming up, and so. Yeah, and he's an amazing fighter.
Yep.
And he did really well against Conor. And Conor's a fighter that'll make good fighters look goofy and look bad. He's head and shoulders. He's just on that another level,
I think he is, but I also think that there's a lot of head games involved with that whole process. I don't know. I don't want to say he's overrated. He just has such a following and such a fan base that I think it messes with people. And I think with Diaz, he doesn't let that mess with him. And so that's why I want to see number 3. I want to see the third fight, and hopefully they'll make that fight down the road. But we'll see. Conor needs to defend his belt is what he needs to do. And I mean, I'm a Conor fan. I love what he's done for the sport, and he's crossed over with the boxing fans and to MMA, and hopefully we'll see Mayweather in the cage someday. And
that'd be a different result, wouldn't it?
You never know. You never know. But he's been teasing it.
He has. Oh, please get in there, motherfucker. Get in there.
You know what'll happen. I mean, yeah.
I think Michael Bisping was talking about that. And one of the rules will be like if he's on the ground, he can only be there for 15 seconds.
Yeah, this is
some
kind
junky
of
bullshit like that. But I gotta say,
I just feel like Conor would sit there and try to pick him apart standing up just to prove a point. Like I don't see Conor taking him down.
I think that I honestly, I feel like the whole fucking boxing match was kind of rigged a little bit.
Really?
I mean, they put a stipulation in there that if it went past 4 rounds, that it became official. Okay, so if he would have knocked McGregor out or whatever, it wouldn't have counted, or he would have knocked him, it wouldn't have counted. So it goes past, and he was trying to. He's working on a legacy too.
I didn't even hear that.
And then there was.
I didn't hear that stipulation.
Yeah, there was all over the fucking internet. Because everything on the internet is true. I'm just telling you what I read. And then there was something where he predicted that he would knock him out in the 10th round and all this other crap. And it just like kind of snowballed. And there was this whole thing on YouTube. I watched a bunch of videos about it. And yeah, I want to see him. Please get
that'd be awesome.
Get in the octagon with Conor McGregor, dude.
Yeah, well, speaking of when we're talking about the Conor McGregors and the Diaz and everything, I want to give away a pair of tickets, and I have some people that are watching on my live feed.
Phone in now.
So we need to come up with a trivia question, and I'll probably have to have you Google it because I'm gonna.
I got you, Google girl.
All right, so we are gonna give away a pair of tickets on my live feed to everybody watching. The first person to answer this question, it's gonna be a 2-parter, and it's a pair of tickets for the event on February 14th at the Alaska Airlines Center.
Valentine's Day.
Bring your date. It does not include 2 all beef hot dogs. You'll have to buy those on your own. So
you gotta get your own hot dogs.
All right. So Nate Diaz is one of my favorite fighters, current day of all time. And so I would like you to tell me, the first person to tell me, how did the Diaz-McGregor fight number 1 end? And how did the Diaz-McGregor fight number 2 end? What were the results of those 2 fights? Do you already know it off the top of your head?
I do.
I'll take just how did it end? I don't even need the round or anything else.
Oh,
so the first one.
Oh, you're being super nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One to comment,
and I've got your stuff pulled up right here, so let's see it. Yeah. Actually, there's a comment on here when we were talking about shitty jobs.
Oh,
Andrew Dre Griggs. He wrote, a shitty hi Andrew. A shitty job is being the guy that repos rims all over the hood by themselves with no firearm. I did it. LOL. Who the fuck repos rims, by the way?
Yeah, how do you repo rims? Not even the whole car?
Like,
I wanted to be a repo woman. I really did. I did.
Right, but you don't just take the rims.
Yeah, well, maybe he was doing it as an extracurricular activity.
That seems like some hood repo.
This is Detroit, bitch.
You got some rims I like, brah.
No,
I wanted to be a repo
I want to
person,
be a
too.
repo person. I was watching like Repo Man on TV. I was like, that would be the best job until you get to the Butte and then you like have to repo a rig and then you're like getting shot. Right. It's like, no, I saw some
It's not
backwoods.
worth it.
Yeah, I saw
It's not
some
worth it.
backwoods stuff.
Let's do this. I would not want to be a repo man in any conservative state where firearms are just, you can carry them. Nobody even knows. We are a very gun happy state. I would not want to be a repo dude up here.
Yeah, people are not happy when you show up for the repo situation. So no, I don't think.
But repoing rims.
I'm like, that would be fun because I'm crafty. I can find people really well. Like I'm like skip tracing and stuff.
Yeah.
I can find you. I will find you. And that's what
she has a particular set of skills.
People always ask me. They're like, "Yeah, can you help me find this person?" I'm like, "Okay." Like
do you just go to do you catfish? Like they just go to Facebook and Google and that?
No, not even that.
Like the world's best detectives.
Public record is like the best thing to find.
If you have a criminal record, if you vote, if you collect the dividend, if you own property, there's so
if you have a
many
car
ways.
with a license plate on it, I will find you.
There's so many ways to
I have
be
a
found.
story about that.
You pay an electric bill.
Here's the key: don't put a license plate on your car.
Yeah, I got hit by a guy. No, I got hit in a run. This guy hit my car with my daughter. She was young. She was only 7 or 8 years old. Hit my car, my truck, and like disabled it or whatever because it popped the tire and he was coming from a side road. So like T-boned me.
T-boned you,
while
yeah.
I'm going 50 miles an hour up O'Malley. Hits me, rakes all the way down the truck,
was a
pops
wild
the
ride.
tire. And then, so we pull off, and his bumper's ripped off his car and everything. And I'm calling 911 because I don't even know if my kid's okay, like if he's okay, what's going on. Or he's on the phone 911. I'm checking on my kid. So he runs up and he's like calling 911. He's like, "Is everybody okay? Is everybody okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I can hear him say, "My name is," I can't remember his name, but whatever, first name.
Well, you're kind of in shock a little bit.
But no, I knew his name. I wrote it down. Like I
Oh, but you can't remember it right now.
Right now, I can't remember it.
Gotcha.
But it was like whatever it was. So I knew his first name because I heard him talking to 911. He literally goes to his car, picks up the bumper, throws it in the back of his rig, and takes off. And that was it.
Yeah, I forgot about that warrant in,
Yeah,
down in Wyoming.
so the ambulance shows up and everybody shows up and everything, and we're fine, but my car won't drive, right? So I had this guy's first name. I go down to the courthouse a couple days later, and I look up every single person.
Did you say 2 pairs?
Two pairs.
I'm on your comments here.
Oh, yeah, we'll give away 2 pairs of tickets.
Do we have
Sorry, I was trying not to interrupt you. I was
Nope,
being
you're fine.
like slack. Okay.
Yeah. So I go and look up. His name was like Anthony or something, but I was looking up every single person that had been in trouble in the last 24 months in Anchorage that might have had a suspended license or like a DUI or something, thinking maybe this guy took off because he didn't have a license. So I get like, there's 5 names that could possibly work. Drive to the first house, guy's address, it wasn't it. Drive to the second one, the car is parked in the driveway without a front bumper. So I go, okay. So I call the cops. Cops show up. I said, yeah, this guy hit me. Come to find out, he reported it was his girlfriend's rig. He told her he hit a moose. And
that was painted the same color as your car.
whatever, but hit a moose, lost the bumper and everything, and filed an insurance claim saying they hit a moose. And so I had pictures and everything, and they were able to. Oh yeah, he went to jail.
That's a crime.
He went to jail, and I got my car fixed, and yeah, she had insurance. So I wonder how that worked out with that girlfriend.
Sweet justice.
Oh, and he had a suspended license from a DUI, so that's why he ran. So
Well, you got to give him props at least, for having all of this,
story thought out.
hoodlum type behavior, and actually did call 911.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if I would have had all that shit going on, I would have been like, oh fuck, I would have just bailed.
Didn't get away with it though.
I'm a shitty human.
I just
don't
had
know.
his first name, and that's how I found him. So
That's amazing.
And from the courthouse, there had to have been a reason, and you just go through it. The public record's insane. Like, yeah, you can see court view, but go down to the courthouse and pull. I mean, all sorts of information. It's insane.
It's pretty crazy, yeah.
It's good. If you are going to get in trouble, that's your own fault.
It's things are. I mean, with the internet, and I got a phone call earlier tonight. This woman's inquiring about my property. I'm like, what property? And she's like, your property in Eagle River. And I'm like,
None of your business,
and I'm thinking, because I put stuff on Facebook on the marketplace. I sold some weights the day before yesterday, and I'm like, what kind of property? What are you talking about, woman? For the love of God, tell me. She's your house in Eagle River. Is it still for sale and by owner? And I'm like, That's been like 4 years ago, and I'm like,
No, I have no
What the
comments or
hell?
anything
You can't
popping
see
up
them
on
on there?
mine. No, all it's telling me is who's watching. So I have no comments.
we don't
Okay,
have we don't
so
have a winner, or
It looks
we
like
do?
Todd Woodworth. I can't see all the comments.
Todd.
Yeah, I don't have any comments. It's not popping up.
Todd, do you know the outcome of the McGregor?
So what I can
Diaz
see is
fight?
decision Diaz win. Wrong. I can say that right now.
Okay.
Wrong. And then first and second in that order, McGregor won the second one. Oh wait, reverse. Sarah for president.
Oh,
Oh,
thanks.
Didn't
How do I get?
Well,
I
I'm
just wanna see
technically
all the comments.
am a president. I'm president of AFC.
there you
Boom. Goals.
go.
What now?
Yeah, I can't see the comments on my live feed, so you're gonna have to tell me
okay.
what's going on here.
All right, here we go. I got to mute this though because I can hear your lovely
The
voice
feedback.
twice.
Didn't Diaz take that first fight on like a week's notice or something like that? Pretty short.
I think it was a fairly short notice. Yeah, and maybe that got in Connor's head. Who knows? I always like to ask the fighters like what they're thinking. What they're thinking leading up to the fight, and I can't imagine. Because I get so absorbed in what I'm doing and getting these guys put together and fighting. It's really interesting. That's why I like having fighters on here. Next time we'll have to bring one. But what they're thinking leading up to a fight.
These answers are great. I'm sorry.
Okay, read some answers.
So I'm going to start with Todd Woodworth. It goes, decision Diaz win.
Okay.
His next comment is first and second. In that order, McGregor won the second one.
Okay.
Third comment, oh, wait, reverse that.
Is this Todd?
what,
Is this
bro?
Todd? Is this Todd? Is this the rim dealer?
Todd Woodworth.
Was that the rim dealer?
No, that
Okay.
was Andrew Drew Griggs.
Todd, we're going to need a clear answer.
Okay,
please.
so we need to repeat the question. What I'm looking for, I'm giving away 2 pairs of tickets. The first pair is going to go to the first person who answers these 2 correct questions correctly.
And answer them in order. So,
In order.
'cause that's all.
Who won Diaz McGregor number 1
One.
and how? Question number 2. Who won Diaz McGregor number 2 and how?
And how? So we got another
It's a 2-part question.
It is. So we got another one. It was Tamara Deming. She said McGregor win, Diaz lost.
But we need to know how.
We need to know
We need to
when.
know how.
Which one?
People, follow the directions, please.
I swear, the next question, I promise you, is going to be way easier. It's Friday night. Apparently, I think everybody's.
I love being live. She just wrote, ooh. Or, oh, I don't know how. It looks like ooh, but she's probably like, oh. So who won the first fight and how did they win it?
Yep.
We'll slow it down.
Yeah.
Slow it down. Slow it down.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't do drugs, kids.
I wish I had some like 60s, 70s music for this.
Bounce, chicken
Oh, you
bounce.
should hear. Oh my gosh, our commercial. I recorded our commercial for the AFC Valentine one with Bob Lester.
I saw a little snippet that you posted.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
It's it's going to be on KWell the next few days. Oh, I never do voiceovers, and so as I'm doing it, Bob's in the background giving me background like ooh, and he's like
And only you can hear it, huh?
Yeah, no, we're doing it live, and then he's like I'm reading my
when he's doing
script,
that-
and he's like yeah, he's like slow it down. I'm like, Bob, stop, and he keeps and then at the end I'm like, you're freaking nuts. It's pretty funny, and then he does some love songs in the background. I was like, well, it actually kind of worked. That was funny, so it was fun recording it with him. So do we have any correct answers yet?
No.
Nothing.
Come on, people.
For tickets to the.
All right.
I mean, are you kidding?
All right.
me?
Okay. Let's just ask a really simple question. Okay. Two tickets. What's the date today? How about that? What's the date today? Why?
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna give the first person to tell me the date 2 tickets to the fights on the 14th.
She's giving it away. Ryan Lorimer.
That's my husband.
Yeah.
Is that
You don't count. Okay.
Did
Todd
the-
Woodworth, February 9th.
Todd. Ding ding
Hey,
ding.
Todd. Woo.
All right, Todd. You'll have 2 tickets for you at the.
2 tickets waiting for you at the box office?
Is
I
that? I don't even know what the date is. Is that a correct answer?
That is correct.
Okay. All right.
I
Good.
feel you ever watch old school Celebrity Jeopardy on Saturday Night Live with Will Ferrell when he would
Yes.
always be fucking with Sean Connery
Yes,
and he's
yes.
like, "Where are you right now?" That's that kind of question.
They're like, What is
indoors? I love boobs. All right, hold on. We got more.
all right?
Did we ever get a correct answer for the?
No, we haven't got a
Conor
correct
McGregor?
answer on the Diaz.
No, that one's
McGregor
gone.
thing.
That one's we got the correct date.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ticket-
we're off.
tickets are gone.
No, we just give away a pair. I got to come up with a different question for you guys.
All right,
Different
congratulations to Todd.
Todd.
For
Yeah,
knowing what day it is.
So Todd, you have free parking at the Alaska Airlines Center. Just show up, bring your ID and a friend, and you'll have 2 tickets at the box office for you waiting.
Oh my God! Congratulations, Todd.
Yeah, congratulations, Todd. Thanks for tuning in.
Enjoy, brother.
Sorry, Ryan. You already got tickets, dude.
He has tickets for he has actually. This is speaking of which, my husband. We are celebrating 10 years together, February 20th, which was
Congratulations.
the first time that we hung out. Was actually at my Valentine's Day event 10 years ago, February 20th. And I think I cannot remember the name of the event. My husband will probably remember. Oh, Cupid's Chokehold. That's what it was called. And Cupid's Chokehold.
Oh, Cupid.
Cupid.
I was like,
yeah.
what does Cuba have to
No.
do?
So he called a mutual. he called
crisis, bitch.
He called a mutual friend of ours, and I didn't know him. He called mutual friend, said, "Hey, can you get me some tickets to the fights?"
I need to phone a friend.
And
Lifeline.
my mutual friend calls and says, "Hey, yeah, Ryan, he owned a business, and he says Ryan from 907 Auto Sports wants to get some tickets to the fights." I said, "Well, you can tell Ryan from 907 Auto Sports he can call me himself if he wants some tickets," because I was going to try to sell him advertising. So he called up and asked for the tickets. "Hey, this is Ryan from 907 Auto Sports. Okay, cool. I'll have 2 tickets for you." So I put him cage side, and we ended up hanging out, and a lunch meeting turned to a dinner date, which turned into he's now paying for the rest, well, whatever you want to call it, but paying for those free tickets the rest of his life. So and he'll tell you that. People always ask him, they're like, "Oh, do you fight?" And he's like, "Only with her," because everybody thinks like he's a fighter. That's how we met. But no, that's one thing. Like I would never date a fighter. When I bought the company, it's just it wasn't something that.
Say something went horribly, horribly wrong with you and Ryan, and
I would
God
never,
forbid that ever happened because you guys are great together.
I wouldn't.
Would
nothing.
you be like,
no,
"What's up, young stud?"
no way.
Which is your 9-pack.
Nope. It doesn't. I don't even see it like that's what's crazy. Like, oh, you're around all these hot men. It's like, no, I don't even see it like that. I see it as this is my job. This is what I do, and they're more of a pain in the ass than anything.
You're around a bunch of sweaty, stinky product.
Which,
I see.
but honestly, though,
But
dealing
can
with
be
guys,
some prima donnas.
Yeah, definitely. But I would rather deal with men than women. Women. If I had to deal with like an all women's fight organization, I just wouldn't.
Well, women that aren't fighting are just naturally catty towards each other. So yeah,
men are catty too, though. Men are
really. Do they bring it to that level?
In the fighting world? It's like so and so said this, and so wants to fight me. It's like I don't care. It doesn't.
Do they really do that?
Yes. Oh. Yeah. You don't see what goes on behind the scenes. It's very interesting, but I would rather. What? Go ahead.
We actually have a couple more comments.
Okay. Hope.
Ryan Lorimer said she's always that sassy.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you have your
Ryan.
sassy pants on? That's what my daughter says. Ryan, I think Mom has her sassy pants on today. I go, yep. I look down, yep, pretty much every day.
And then Alan Lorimer.
That's my father-in-law.
Yeah, he says, now that's funny. Winky, smiley face, exploding thing. And then we actually did get an answer to your first 2 questions.
It depends on who the person is.
Marv Alexi.
Marv is fighting for me on that fight card. So Marv, you're already getting free tickets, so you're not getting them, buddy.
But he did get the answer right. And
thanks, Marv. I appreciate you tuning in.
We
Good
should
try.
just spit it out for everyone so that they know.
Yeah, go ahead, spit it out.
Good try, Marv.
Diaz won by submission, rear naked choke in the 2nd round.
Perfect.
Bye-bye. And
That's
then
the number
McGregor,
one.
Yeah, and then McGregor won by decision on the 2nd fight. So.
And so we still have some people on, and I want to give more opportunity to give away this other pair of tickets. So earlier in the broadcast, I was talking about who my favorite UFC fighter is of all time. And I said it. I've talked about a lot of fighters tonight, but tell me who my favorite UFC fighter is of all time. And I'll give you a hint because I was talking about Randy Couture. Randy Couture is my number 2. So who's my number 1?
I know.
It just depends, if they've been watching the show. I talk about it a lot too, but But yeah. So anyway, we'll see if anybody's got the answer. And no, my husband or father-in-law cannot answer.
And your husband answered.
No, did he really?
He did.
Ryan.
Wow.
God. It's terrible.
love you, dude.
Okay, well, I'll have to.
Now we're going to come up with another question.
What day is it?
No, maybe it's
Not the date, the day.
Here's a question. Here's a question we can ask. So it'll lead into our new sponsor. So, and my husband, do not answer this.
Yeah, Ryan.
So, for many years, Bud Light was our sponsor, the AFC sponsor, but we just got a new beer sponsor. And did he freaking answer it?
He said, I'll donate them.
Oh, no. We just got a beer sponsor that signed on with us, and it's the fastest growing beer in the world right now. And they just happened to sign a deal with UFC also, and they just signed with us. So,
And this is?
that's the question.
Oh, right. Okay.
Answer that. Answer who our new beer sponsor is.
You need to phone a friend or a lifeline? Or,
Yep, you could probably Google who the UFC beer sponsor is, and that would be
They could have Googled any of the answers.
our beer sponsor. Why are you laughing? You're laughing by yourself.
These comments are killing me. Your husband is awesome.
I'm just going to cut the internet from the house
Holy
right
shit.
now.
I don't want to say it out loud. Well, he already wrote it, and nobody's going to care because this show's not going to air till Mondays.
Yeah.
Modelo?
Yeah, it's Modelo. And Ryan wrote that?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, he's cut off. Let me just kick him out of my... How do I do that?
He said I can't win. you can't, bro.
Oh, look, there. See, I can... Oh, can I boot him?
No.
Nope.
Oh, my
I can't.
God.
I don't think so.
Poor Ryan getting the boot.
All right, well, he just ruined it for all you guys, so yeah, awesome.
Now
Okay.
the comments are going crazy. I can't keep up.
Okay, well, you can, hey, Chris, over here. We're doing a show.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Just trying to help you out here.
I don't really care. At this point, we gave it, what was his name? Todd won a pair of tickets.
Todd won a pair of tickets.
Yep, Todd won a pair of tickets. Congrats, Todd.
Right.
Todd Woodworth.
Yeah,
Thank
Todd
you.
Woodworth for knowing the correct date.
Correct date.
Yep.
God. But we have checked the philanthropy box. And,
Oh, my
Yes.
God.
Given away everything we're going to give away.
So I think this is
So-
probably a reason why I could never go live with the show because I'd be so focused on comments and reacting and, talking back. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Well, I've tried to do it before too, like Q&As and stuff, which worked pretty well. But for some reason, mine's not showing up with the old comments. So I don't know.
There is a way to do it. I know on your phone. It's turn it sideways or something. I don't know.
That's all right.
iPhone
I'll
mystery.
answer any questions, I guess, after the fact. Anyway,
Well,
I appreciate you guys having me back.
my God, it was fucking awesome having
Next
you on.
time we got to bring a fighter because, like I was saying, it's we'll bring a fighter next time with us, and yeah, I won't be
do
so
it.
consumed with the curling and.
Why did we... Yeah, why are we stuck on that subject for so long about the curling?
because to me, it's
Check out Team USA. Like
fascinating
seriously, I'm like, this can't be real. I saw their faces on the big screen. I'm like, this is real life. This is what America curling team looks like. It's, it's like, what the hell?
fucking Mario and his sister that we didn't know he had. It's Luigina.
The ice brush on his face.
Before
I'm still seeing, her and him. He's in the wheelbarrow, and she's...
right, so she does the thing, and then
he's-
she's using her brother
he's
as
like-
the
The
broom.
brush.
He's like going at it like a retard on bath salts, He's like, and ice, Anyway.
So bad.
So I'm gonna do this because we do this all the time. We'll say something in the show, and then we never close out. I'm
Okay.
gonna finish it.
Right.
EFC is actually based out of Africa. So,
Okay.
boom.
It's South Africa, correct?
South Africa, yep.
Perfect. So Dave Mazzani was that champ.
That's crazy.
Yep.
He's an international champion.
And he's on like big semi trucks and stuff. I'm not kidding you. He is a celebrity over there. It's crazy. He's going back. He should be fighting in March, I think he said. So
That's badass.
yeah, I mean, follow him. The Pain Train. He's always entertaining.
I do. I follow him because of when I met Gina when she fought up here. I met her and I started following her, and then I started following her brother. So, and then the other thing was where our Bella Canvas shirts made. It says it's a mixture of
Sure is, huh?
USA and Central America,
Gotcha.
and that's all they say.
They're
So-
very nice shirts, though. So definitely check out My Fight stuff. AFC is on there. There's a bunch of other fighters too that you can support. If you're a fight fan, it's just kind of a cool thing. I mean, just what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go buy a random fighter shirt. Never watch them fight. I'm just going to go on there and just pick one every couple months and support the guys because, this is a long road for these guys. And, it's to start off, it's
a lot of hard work in the gym. It's a lot of
I was
dedication.
going to say, blood, sweat, and tears, literally.
And no pay.
Literally.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these guys live in the gyms. They're
Sleep-
mopping mats just to
sleep
get
in
their
the gym.
dues
Yep.
paid for. Like,
Yep.
there's so many stories like
Yep.
that with these
Yep.
guys. And the ones that are out there putting themselves out there, support them. They're not only are they, busting their ass in the gym, they're out there pushing them as the product, trying to get, people to follow and watch their fights because that's ultimately what pays the bills.
These guys are breaking their body to entertain you. So
And-
appreciate that.
And the guys like selling tickets and stuff. What people don't understand is if you're buying a ticket from a fighter, we pay the fighters a percentage of their tickets to sell tickets. So if you're feeding their kids, you're helping them pay rent. You're helping them pay gym dues.
right.
Go buy a ticket from your fighter. It doesn't matter to me if you buy it directly from me or a fighter. You're supporting them either way. But you buy it directly from the fighter.
It's a little bit more
It's a little bit more support to them. So, and all the guys that are fighting on these fight cards here locally, they're selling tickets. They're out there pushing themselves to make those a few extra dollars, and it really helps them. So support them.
No, that is, I love what you do. I really do. I love what you do.
Local mom and pop businesses. I love it. And then you and you have kids, and you see that little girl have a kid, and you see her or
kids.
other people's kids. You see them. They have judo lessons or they ice skating lessons, and stuff, and you're supporting that.
Absolutely.
It's a spider web effect.
It is.
It really lifts the whole.
And this is a secondary income for a lot of these guys. Like they're working full-time jobs plus they're training and fighting. Every year I do my the taxes and I'm sending out. I'm helping support other people's families too. So it's cool. We're all in this together, and by providing that entertainment, we're it, man. There's not a lot left, and we lost Aces, and that's a bummer.
I drive by that building every day on my
I
way
know.
home. It's like,
I know. It
should be the new AFC building.
No. I have an office in my house. I keep the overhead low. We keep the lights on. There's a lot of reasons why that company didn't make it.
Yeah.
And that's,
they went a little big. They did.
You just have to keep fighting, and that's what I'm doing. Just keep fighting to stay open and keep fighting to provide that. I want to keep doing this for as long as I can possibly physically keep doing this, and that's my commitment to the fighters, and that's my commitment to the community.
So. That's awesome, and we love you for it. We really do. So there's really no need for me to go over sponsors per se. Oh,
It just went off.
that's so sad.
That's okay.
Keep talking.
No, I think it died. I'm not sure.
We lost.
I just saw that Tyson Duckworth just logged in.
Did
It looks like Tyson just logged in. Just want to give a shout out to Tyson. He is in our co-main event coming up from Juneau. We're stoked to have him. He's fighting Patrick White on February 14th. So once again, you guys need to celebrate Valentine's Day the MMA way at AFC the 14th, and we hope to see you there.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
get a.
No technical difficulties here. And we'll give you go ahead. The Veterans Party.
I was chairman of the Veterans Party of Alaska. Nobody's showing their love and dedication to the country more than veterans. So please register to vote with us. It matters. It's a big deal.
Awesome.
Yeah, and a big shout out to the Alaska Woodshop, Mike Blodgett.
Hey,
he's
Mike.
out there doing his thing. He's gonna make me a table when he's not so busy.
Getting covered with man glitter.
Man glitter and,
Nice.
and sweat and beardy love. Love you, Mike. Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Fucking A.
It was a good show.
Breakfast.
Awesome.
Enjoyed it.
Breakfast.
Oh, my face.